How's it going, everybody? It's Warren, and at the end of Avengers Endgame, we finally got to see Captain Steve Rogers get his dance with Peggy Carter. And even though we finally got to see Captain America get his happy ending, many fans were sad and even mad that we won't be seeing him in the MCU anymore. Despite Chris Evans' contract to play Captain America being over and him not renewing it, many fans were really wondering why they decided to end the story arc for Steve Rogers as Captain America. But in an interview, the writers of Infinity War and Endgame, Christopher Markus and Stephen Mcfeely, told us why Steve thought it was time to retire and hang up his shield. I'll break down why they said he retired in this video, but first a quick reminder about my giveaway. At the 450,000 subscriber mark, I will be picking 3 winners and each will get to choose one item from the Marvel Legends series collection. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed to my channel, like this video, and comment down below with your thoughts and your favorite superhero or villain. So of course, after the release of Avengers Endgame, the cast, the writers, and the directors have been doing a ton of interviews talking about the movie. And in the interview with Variety, Christopher Markus and Stephen Mcfeely asked, why did Steve Rogers / Captain America finally feel like it was his time to retire? And according to them, obviously Steve Rogers thought that it was time to retire, but here's what they said on why. Here's what writer Christopher Markus had to say about why Captain retires. Steve's over 100 years old. He has fought World War II and Civil War and Infinity War. And he has come to a place, I think, where he's realizing he needs to take a little time and be a little healthier. In a way, I think when he encounters his old self back in Avengers Tower, there's a processing going on in his head that, well, that's a really intense and maybe not 100% healthy guy. So I think it's time. Captain America has always been selfless. He has always been about everybody else, putting other people's needs before his own. And what the writers are saying is that can get a little unhealthy. But we kind of see Steve change over the films as his story arc develops, which was also another reason that Steve Rogers decided that it was time for him to retire. Writer Stephen Mcfeely addressed this in the same interview. He said, "We figured out pretty early that Tony and Steve were sort of on crisscrossing arcs, that Tony movie by movie was having a macro view, becoming more selfless, and Steve was becoming a bit more self-interested. Civil War is a good example of that. So, we had put up on the wall at one point, Tony becomes a complete person when he loses his life, and Steve becomes a complete person when he gets one. We drove toward that." Which is exactly what we saw play out in Avengers Endgame. In the beginning of the movie, Steve had a talk with Natasha about how he couldn't move on. But at the end, we saw him finally pass down the mantle of Captain America to Sam, completing his story arc. And of course, we saw our beloved hero, Tony Stark, finish his story arc by performing the snap and saving the entire universe. So, that is why, according to the writers of Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, Steve Rogers thought that it was time for him to focus a little bit more on himself and retire and go back and live with his love, Peggy Carter. He was finally able to move on with his own life. So, let me know what you think about Steve Rogers' reasons for retiring. Are you glad Captain America finally got the ending that he deserved, or do you wish that he would still continue to be in the MCU? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And again, another reminder about my giveaway. At the 450,000 subscriber mark, I will be picking 3 winners and each will get to choose one item from the Marvel Legends series collection. To enter, all you have to do is be subscribed to my channel, like this video, and comment down below with your thoughts and your favorite superhero or villain. I'll also be starting giveaways on my Instagram and Twitter if you want to follow me on social media. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
Congratulations to your desperation to save the universe. You killed half of its population. Yeah, you did it, very nice. And all it took, you said it cost you everything while crying like a baby. Now you're